Hi there, friends. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, or good night. If you're just about to go to bed, you're waiting to listen to me before you before you end the night or end the day. All right. Good to be with you once again. Your good friend here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Marvin. If you're seeing me for the first time, Mukanaka. Yeah, so one of my videos I was talking about how it's a bit of a lesson to get people to pronounce my name correctly, especially those of my friends that are in the West or Asia or Latin America. They actually try to say it right. Because the issue of names is a very important thing. How you pronounce somebody's name or saying somebody's name correctly is usually very, very important to the other person. But usually it's to do with the first names. But then people in the US would take offense or will start feeling uncomfortable. You start to make them feel uncomfortable if you don't say their names correctly. So they kind of take you through it like, oh, this is how you say it. But then, interestingly, I have not come across anybody who has been able to pronounce my last name correctly. So quite a number of my friends, they've been on rehearsals now for some time. Because when I take them through, when I drill them with how to correctly pronounce my name, it's a chore. So it's pronounced Mukanaka. And really the hardest part is just going slow in the places where you should go slow, the syllables and whatnot, because, most would rather just go straight, Mukanaka, and I always have to tell them, no, slow down. You people in America speak too fast. And back where I come from, we are laid back, we speak a little bit slow. So it's Mukanaka. And that in itself is a difficult thing. It's usually a sight to see when people are trying to get it right. All right, today's topic. So you've heard me say in one of my earlier videos, talk about how I've made this proclamation of conclusion that everything in our world is wrapped up in racism. Maybe another way to put it would be everything is driven by racism. But everything is wrapped up in racism. And for some people that first heard me say that for the first time, they must have been thinking, this guy, what is he up to? But it's a fact. And so I've tried in my past videos to try and give you evidence of these things that I make claim of. And today I'm bringing you another video of something that happened way back, many years back, on the Oprah Winfrey show. And one of the educators in the US, who is a race educator, Jen Elliott, actually made an appearance on Oprah Winfrey and actually taught the people that the maps of the world are not correctly designed. They are designed to intimidate people of color, who include mostly black people. So you're going to see it there in a little while, and I've said this before, our friends, they have these tactics of intimidation every time. Everything they do has either coercion, manipulation, intimidation, fear-mongering towards other races. It's a consistent pattern in their lives and in their lifestyle. So take a look at this, and then maybe I might have one brief thing to say. But I'm showing you this video to just confirm the things that I say. So now in this particular case, we're seeing racism in education. And there's a lot more other things that we can look at, different aspects of the education fabric or the structure of education, that I can actually show you how racist they are. Talk about the theory of evolution and just many other things. There's so many things that we can bring out and break them down, and I can be able to show you how that the motive really is just racism. Is to intimidate and make other races feel smaller and less powerful, less intelligent, particularly dark-skinned people of African origin, so-called black people. But take a look at this and we'll come back and maybe one quick comment and we'll go home. Enjoy this.
Now folks, look at this map. According to your social studies teacher, what is the equator? Right, an imaginary line where?
Yeah.
Around the center of the earth. Then if this map is correct, then the equator must be here, and Chicago has a tropical climate. Now folks, this is the map that we use in the schools. Look where the United States is, in the middle of the world, right? Now, here's the USSR, which is no more, of course, Mongolia, China, Africa, India, Pakistan, Afghanistan. Now look over here. USSR, Mongolia, China, India, Pakistan, Afghanistan. Twindy is here. We have 2 Indias. Did you know that? Now people, this is a flat out lie. Look at the size of Greenland and the size of South America. According to your social studies teachers, what were continents? Largest land masses on the face of the earth, right? Now, do you know the continents? Africa, Asia, Australia, Antarctica, Europe, North America, and South America. Did I say Greenland? Well, Greenland isn't a continent, but it's a huge landmass according to this map, right? The map is a flat-out lie, people. If you read the legend on the map, here it says, in fact, South America is actually 9 times larger than Greenland. Now, look at this map. The equator on this map is down here. All the white countries are larger than they should be, and all the countries of people of color are smaller than they should be.
All right, there's Jen Elliott there. There's Jen Elliott there just laying it out. It's as simple as that. You know, and those simple things like that are things that, you know, you just look at them and you wonder, wow, I never thought of that. So it's really, really awesome to just be able to get some insights from her, you know, as she leads people into truth. But one of the things that she makes clear in there is that it's not possible to put the world map on a flat piece of paper because it becomes distorted. And that makes a lot of sense when you look at it from a very, very practical point of view. But then you think back and you think, how were we convinced that this was actually the case? That the world map actually sits on a flat piece of paper, you know? But more concerning is the depiction of Africa as much smaller a place than it is, when in fact Africa is a much bigger mass land than any other. And so this even brings up the point of the Israel that we know today being the land that God gave to the chosen people, or to his people. Look at how tiny it is, because when you bring correction to the dimensions of the maps, that area becomes even much smaller. Much smaller. Imagine that. That's not God. That's not God. But yeah, it's just interesting to be able to learn these things, to unlearn, and then learn what the actual truth is, what the reality is. So, key lesson there: it's impossible to put that map on a flat piece of paper. And our friends design things that way to make black people feel smaller, look like they're smaller in number, and they don't have enough land and things like that. And I think that there's much more that goes into what the real intentions were. But let me show you this closing clip of just one person, although there are many other people who took up that same idea and started running with it and started to teach it and show other people that, look, we haven't been learning the truth in school. And for those of us who are trying to redesign or restructure the education systems, that's a good place to start from. That's a good place to start from, because our geography needs a serious restructuring. Serious restructuring. But thank you for your time. The clip that's coming up next is just about, I think, 20 seconds. Enjoy it and pick something from it as a lesson. I will see you on the next one. And for now, have a good day. Don't forget, watch that clip before you go. It'll put a smile on your face. I love you, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
This is the world map. And this is wrong. What if I told you that from here to here, it's 6,400 kilometers. But from here to here, which only looks like half the size, is 7,200. The continent of Africa has been shown smaller than it actually is. What if I told you that Greenland was only this size? Or Russia was this size? Or the US and Canada were much smaller? You know what? This is the real map. Look at Sweden, Finland, and Norway. They're much smaller now. Or Greenland is tiny. Maybe